I'm Jim Glasgow, and I'm a real estate investor. And I would like to talk to you today about an alternative investment for your hard-earned savings and IRA money, and that's the investing in mobile home parks. A nice, boring business that just happens to have double-digit returns. Back in the 1960s and 70s, if you invested in a mobile home park, it filled up and was literally akin to printing money. People came, they filled up, and they just were cash cows. About the middle 1990s, they began to become out of favor. And that is because the government made financing existing homes cheaper. They made it easy to get into a home, and they were encouraging people to be homeowners. And that discouraged mobile homes. Also, by the middle 1990s, a lot of the mobile homes built in the 1960s and 70s were becoming old and out of date, and the newer, larger, fancier mobile homes, or what the industry likes to call manufactured housing, could no longer be accommodated in the older parks. Today, things have drastically changed. The cost of building a home or buying a brand new home has increased to the point where it's over $200,000. The average in our city, where I'm at, is $226,000. That's San Antonio, and I think nationwide the average is about $256,000. Well, when you add taxes and insurance to that, it makes for what is a lot of people unaffordable a payment. Payments in the $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 per month. Well, mobile homes then become an affordable housing. The other things that have changed is the cost of building those homes, and the taxes and insurance that the cost of those homes have increased over the years. Even though we have very low home finance, we still have unaffordable housing for a lot of people. The mobile home parks that are existing, that have been updated and improved, are all pretty much full. There's very few vacancies in our town. There's 7,756 rentable mobile home spaces in mobile home parks, and they're for the most part full. The nicer the park is, the higher the rents are in those parks, the fuller the parks are. Some of them have a waiting list. And because the city governments have been discouraging mobile homes and the building of mobile home parks, there has not been a lot of activity in that area over the last 20 years. In our town, there hasn't been a new park built in more than 10 years. So with the improved quality of the product, with the increase in interest rates, the higher cost of home ownership, mobile home parks are once again a great investment opportunity, an opportunity for you to make the kind of investment that rich people have made for years. That investment is called equity investment, or an alternative investment in private equity funding. So our company, for instance, we want to build mobile home parks. In order to do that, a mobile home park can cost anywhere from $5 to $10 million. To borrow the money to do that, the bank wants us to have 20 to 30% of the money. So if it's a $5 million project, we need about $2 million. So we get that money by taking in private equity investments, and then the investors, in this case you with your savings or IRA, if you're an accredited investor, would then get a return on that money as an interest rate plus a percentage of the profits. This is the way many storages and hotels and resorts and strip centers have been built for decades. Rich people have been making 12, 15, 18, 20, 23%. You hear of it often as oil and gas investing or investing in a movie. Well, you can do it too in a much better investment, in our opinion, and that's a real estate related investment, because everybody needs to pay rent somewhere, and that gives you a safer investment than, say, investing in a gas well, oil well, or a movie that may or may not make money. So if you're an accredited investor, then you can invest in what we call private equity. In our case, we're promoting mobile home parks, and we have two different types of mobile home park investing. One is for an existing mobile home park. We're going to buy an existing mobile home park that needs to be rehabilitated because it's 20, 30, 40 years old and needs to be modernized and improved. And by doing that, we'll create a higher value for that park because it'll be bringing in more rental income. The other thing we're wanting to do is to build anywhere from 5 to 10 parks over the next 5 years, new mobile home parks, whether it be a senior living mobile home park or an all ages mobile home park. Now, these would be 5-star parks, or what we call a Class A park. So they're going to be top of the line. They're going to look like any other subdivision that has normal houses in it instead of mobile homes. And if you've been in a new mobile home today, Some of them you can stand inside there, and if you didn't know you were in a mobile home, you'd swear you were in a regular house, just like everybody else has. The quality of the homes has greatly improved, but the most important thing is they're still affordable. So the people who move into the park can buy the house, make a payment on it just like anybody else, but that payment will be a lot more affordable. And even with the rent they have to pay to have a place to park that house, they'll have two payments, one to rent the lot and one to buy the house. But their payment will be 11, 1,200 bucks a month instead of 16, 17, or $1,800 per month. So they get a home that they own. They can still park right in the front of it. They're not in an apartment where they have to park in the parking lot and climb 3 flights of stairs. They're right there. And that's more important, especially for older people who don't want to climb stairs to get to an apartment. So we're going to be providing affordable housing in a first class area, nice with all the amenities that people would expect in any other subdivision. We're going to do that while making a great return for our investors. This type of investment typically runs from 5 to 7 years. The investors who invest in this like to double their money during that 5 years. So we don't do a deal unless we think we can double the investor's equity investment. So we're going to borrow part of the money from the bank and use the investor's money for the equity part of the money. We or myself and my company, as the syndicators of the project, do not get paid until the investors get paid. So the investor gets paid their preferred rate of return. In this case, for an example, it would be 8% preferred rate of return, plus they would get 60% of the profits that the mobile home park has what we call free cash flow. We don't get paid until those two things have been paid out to the investors. So we think it's a good, safe investment. If we didn't think it would make money, we certainly wouldn't be doing it. We don't, like as I said, we don't get paid until the investors get paid. So we consider it a great deal for the investors. It's a safe investment. When mobile home parks, when the economy gets bad and things go a little south, which they tend to do in time to time, the mobile home park gets better, not worse. We're become the alternative. If somebody can't afford a house in the suburbia, then they'll buy a mobile home. They become a much more enticing investment when money's a little bit tighter. So in a bad economy, we actually get better, not worse. So mobile home parks is an excellent investment. You can read about that at towardswealth.com, TOWARDS, towardswealth.com. So if you're an accredited investor, we would like to talk to you about investing in our mobile home parks and the opportunity to maybe double your money in the next 5 years. The other opportunity that we have is for non-accredited investors who live in the San Antonio market area and are interested in learning about the mobile home park investing, as it's a participatory investment to buy an existing mobile home park. If you are not an accredited investor and want to talk about that, please give me a call. My phone number is 210-413-7230, 210-413-7230, and you can get more information at our website, towardswealth.com, TOWARDS, wealth.com, as well as my email address is edwardjim59@yahoo. Thank you for listening today, and we look forward to having you as one of our investors. Thank you.